Man, it looks like Wash Nicholas is really into that Christmas spirit. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show, guys. This is the LOX Report. I am the narrative. This is an unsanctioned broadcast. Archie is on right now, but all opinions in this segment are those of the narrative and no one else, guys. We got some breaking news. I said, fuck it. Even if Archie's on, we're going to run this fucking news story for you guys because I don't know, man. Wash Nicholas has gone full retard island, boys and girls, full retard island with some bullshit here. Going after, of all people. So, look, Nick has been kind of touting over the last couple of days, hey, guys, how come no one's in the Christmas spirit? It's Christmas time. Send money now. Send money. It's just like, I don't know if he's realized that he's literally sunk every single individual that ever supported his channel over the past couple of years. AD Never Calling, Dirk Diggler, your boy The Narrative, and many, many others that simply just have kind of had enough with his channel, right? And then the list goes on. Mike the Snake, JBJB, and like I said, so many more that I could list for you guys. And today, I think I didn't think I'd ever see this at all, from any one of the beef streamers, you can call them, the drama guys in the Archieverse. I've definitely never done this. I've never seen Curly do this, but it's some pretty fucked up shit when, Wash Nicholas is going after Nelson Oliveira, of all people, a guy who is barely ever in the chat, generally sends super chats for food, hey, Mike, why don't you go buy a shawarma? Or even he sent it for Nick many times. Hey, Nick, why don't you go get a shawarma? Here's $50, right? One of the most generous guys in the Archieverse. And, I guess if you're one of the kind of remaining donors on the Wash Nicholas channel, like, I just say it's a matter of time, right? It's a matter of time before he goes after P cars. It's a matter of time before he goes after, Pavel and whoever else that's supporting his show. Because, look, I get it going after me, going after AD Never Calling, going after JB. I mean, we're part of the drama, right? We get into the mix and, we talk our shit back to Watch Nick and we do our narratives and all this other shit, right? But a guy like Nelson makes zero sense to me because Nelson literally just sends super chats to get food. Like, doesn't get involved. He's barely ever in the chat. Used to be a lot more in the chat, but look, the guy just listens to the show whenever he wants to listen to the show. He watches everything. I've met Nelson. Great guy. Haven't talked to him in a long time. But yeah, when I saw this, I really was scratching my head. Like, what the fuck is Nick thinking? Like, they keep talking about all the channels going to be back up in February. And I'm like, man, like, there's literally going to be no one left. I don't understand where the fuck he's coming from here going after Nelson, like, of all people. And that's why I kind of say, like, it's just a matter of time before it goes after, like, a guy like P Cars, who's kind of similar to Nelson. It doesn't really get involved in any of this stuff, throws a few bucks here and there, just likes to listen to the show. And this is where, I think a lot of folks have seen the Wash Nicholas channel really sink to the lowest levels. I never thought he would go this low. I've never seen this before. And this is why I was like, you know what? This is a story I got to run because I think this is a big public service announcement to anybody who actually, is even considering supporting this guy, to see this kind of shit going after a guy like Nelson, who literally does not involve himself in anything, right? Nick tries to bring him into this thing. He's like, oh, I think one of these things says Nelson gave me bad information on Lux. Like, I mean, Nick, I thought you don't talk to people behind the scenes. Like, Nelson's never in the chat. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. And, I really think this is across the line. Like, look, you want to go after me, no problem, right? You want to go after JB, look, JB, he understands, like, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. It's kind of how it is in this game. And, like, when Curly talks about civilians, there's nobody else I could think of as a civilian like a guy like Nelson, right? Or even a P Cars. These guys they just want to enjoy the show, like, and so you're really ruining it for people like that. And it's just, to me, really across the line. And yeah, I mean, Skyzen says it, right here. How low can a retard really go? Like, I think Nick's gone fucking full retard on this shit, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, he's talking about his channel is going to be remonetized or potentially remonetized. I mean, I'd be surprised if it gets monetized in February. But he talks about this like it's going to be some kind of like homecoming in February, and I just don't see it. Like, I don't see anybody going back and supporting the show. He keeps asking, guys, it's Christmas. Why don't you send me money? Like, why the fuck would anybody send you money when you're behaving like this? And this is kind of very counterintuitive to the whole grifter game, Curly will call it, right? People say Curly ball washes the chat. And I think Curly understands that customer service is paramount in a place like the Archieverse, where honestly, customer service is lacking a lot across these channels. And I would say that the channel that's probably the worst, that's kind of seen the absolute kind of worst trajectory, right? Nick used to be the best at engaging the chat. He used to be, the guy who was always talking to the people in the chat and, engaging with his punchers and whatnot, to the point where now he's just fucking shooting everywhere at, just trying to throw everything at the wall to see whatever sticks. And this one just doesn't make any sense. Like JB says it here, going after Nelson, watch Nick as a pure scumbag, 100%, dude. Like Pasta says, he's scum. Like, guys, like, this is, how many examples do we need before we kind of say enough's enough? And look, like, Nick wants to call it a boycott. Like, I think he doesn't understand that when you treat your customers bad, you treat your viewers bad, people ain't going to come back. That's not a boycott, bro. That's just, you got a 1-star fucking Google review from literally everybody in the Archieverse, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? Like, I said it many times on my LOX reports that Nick has literally done what Tim Wright did months ago, when Tim Wright had an opportunity to walk it back with his viewers. And a lot of his viewers really wanted to stay, like guys like Air King Ben, Mathis. These guys really wanted to stay with Tim. And I think at some point a few months ago, there were a lot of folks that really wanted to stay. Like, if you kind of think of the timeline of when JB moved over to the Archieverse side in this whole saga, like, JB was trying to hop on Nick's panel and Nick wouldn't let him on. Like, I mean, this is a guy who dropped $3,000 on your show over the past few weeks before then. Like, why wouldn't you let the guy on, just because you're having a bad fucking day? Like, again, doesn't understand customer service, doesn't understand what his viewers want to see. And look, he gets mad. He says, hey, the Archieverse is capitalizing on it. Look, if you're going to make a fucking mistake and be an idiot, like, I mean, like Curly said, you're serving it up to us on a silver platter. Like, we're going to eat, dog. Like, we're going to eat. You serve it up to us on a silver platter, we're going to eat. You go after Nelson, we're not going to stand for that shit. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think anybody, any viewer is going to stand for that. You can say where the fuck you want, but really think about it. If you're someone listening to this show and you are somewhat still supporting Nick, I mean, really think about it. When's the point where he's going to go after you? Because of all people, I mean, Nelson, like, barely ever in the chat, only super chats for really nice causes, right? Hey, why don't you get yourself a shawarma? Why don't you get yourself, some food and have a good time? And that's the case, right? Yeah, Nelson, like, I'm sorry, I saw this like a few minutes ago, Nelson, pop up, and I just was like taken aback by this kind of behavior. Like, honestly, a lot of what Nick's been doing over the past couple weeks has been pretty off-putting, going after people that I just, they don't deserve it in that sense. And look, there's some people that probably do deserve it. Me, JB, okay, fine, right? That's okay. Patrick, Patrick probably doesn't deserve it. I think he said today Patrick apparently like only super chatted $20 to him all year when, the story, the whole reason he's on his show, this is the fucking funniest part about it, is like Nick is on his own stream using StreamYard keys, passing out keys left and right to Uzi and to other people with the money that Patrick sent to him. He wouldn't even be streaming if Patrick didn't send him the $60 it was to pay for the StreamYard package. But apparently Patrick's done nothing for him, only sent him $20 all year. Like, complete fucking craziness going on. And I just, I saw this kind of a post from Nick and I said, look, like, enough's enough. And I just really, I'm one guy that's just not going to go back. I'm sorry. I don't really see a reason to. And, I think a lot of people are coming to the same conclusion, right? So, and I'll kind of end it here with Patrick's message here, who says, doesn't matter, Nelson. You never sent any money to Nick anyway, right? Like, what have you done for me lately has really become, the Watch Nicholas mantra. And I just don't see anybody doing anything for him ever again. So, all right, guys, Archie's on. I'm going to link you guys over. This was the LOX Report. I am the narrative. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Take care.
What? Say what?